Oh, it came up immediately. Let's go. Doesn't normally do that. Jaw still hurts. Coming off a successful wrestling event in Palatka, Florida. Now it's time for me to just fucking chill. We're gonna try to go, the usual, complete this segment and then go to the next chapter in the next stream. So, I think what they want us to do is the actual trial. So now we're about to learn what happened in the previous case with Birdie, because we don't know that yet. We don't know how she ended up getting into so much. Like, we know that she got falsely accused. We know that the person pretending to be me did a horrible job, but for some reason they didn't know it was not Phoenix in there. And I mean, he has the spiky hair, but that's all people seem to care about, which is nuts. I don't know how everyone fell for that, bro, honestly. It's so comical, Alright, January 7th, 9:48 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? Well, he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing all right? How are you feeling? And if you need to ask either question, sir, let him get you down, Maggie, and don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you, yes, you better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent. You hear? If you screw up, then I'll do some... or if you do... Typical Gumshoe stuttering, huh? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yup. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you help, sir? Oh, of course. I've got all the situation under control, of course. I'm going to be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay. We're forming a united front today, pal. You got me? Or we're the Avengers today. Let's fucking go. We're the Ace Avengers? The Avenger Attorneys? The Justice League. That actually makes sense. I like Justice League. Go on, buddy. Go ahead. Alright. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. So, Gumshoe's the first witness at the stand. We're going against Godot. I'm gonna assume that... No, Maggie's not gonna be at the stand, I don't think. Armstrong is gonna be there. Probably the old man. Old man didn't really see anything. No, he did see something. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Birdie. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, you was talking to me? It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite. Whether you're a fake or the real deal. We'll find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intended to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. How is it not the one dude who was like a cowboy in the last game? I get that impression from the chin, but then he's got different hair. That's the only thing that's throwing me off. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for any irrelevant testimony during this retrial, nor will I stand for a simple repetition of evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Lock in, Gumshoe, here we go. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name and to the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department, Detective, Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. I hope they call him Police Department for the rest of this trial. That'd be hilarious. Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial trial, or initial investigation, is tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Glenn's autopsy report died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. So we gotta pay attention to that time slot. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Where the incident took place, or when the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and regular by name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Trace floor plans, blueprints of the scene of the crime. Okay, we're gonna have to use that at some point. Probably for positioning. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant coffin shut with your own two hands. I haven't noticed Birdie saying anything like I didn't bring the coffee. So it's not going to be like Armstrong brought it. She definitely brought it for sure. But he could have definitely poisoned it. But when would that window have happened? There were two people in this. She might have been talking with the old man, and that's when he sprinkled a little razzle-dazzle in the coffee. Or maybe he sprayed it with the poison. Because remember, it's like it was mixing with the perfume. Maybe. Now then, Dick Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what was found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Birdie might have had, well, some kind of motive. So that's going to be the important part, the motive at the end. I don't know anybody with two earrings, though. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. Facts of the case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would have you begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. Okay. we gotta press. I almost forgot how to do that. In a little bit. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Is it something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. The testimony just now doesn't match testimony given by Miss Birdie. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. Good one. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey. Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. You know what? And that's a fair point, because a lot of times when people get interrogated, they'll say there was other people there, you know, when they do something, at least from the videos I've seen. They're like, oh, someone else did it. So it's fair for them to, you know, for Godot to be questioned. That's a pretty good point he just made. And also, because Kudo and Armstrong didn't see them, that's also another valid point. But Armstrong might have actually saw it. That's my thing. I think Armstrong did see it. Now, Kudo, I don't know how we get him to say he saw another person there. He never admitted to it. And I don't know how we're going to get him to do that. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. There are two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Of course. Slam that desk. Are we gonna get deducted for slamming on the desk? That's an intimidation tactic. Well, maybe the other witness just missed them. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. That argument is as weak as the copy of Trice Bien Trice. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket. Looks more like a photo to me. Yes. A one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments before or moments after the poisoning took place. I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Trike, could anyone have overlooked the second person at the table? They don't have a clear view. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. Don't actually present. Be careful. So this is the view you had. I guess. Because look, on the opposite side, there's only one table, right? On the opposite side, there's only one table. Wait a minute, sorry. On the opposite side, there's only one chair. So that means there's only two chairs in each of these, you know, in between these dividers. Now, however, seeing as big as this wall is, they could be standing on the far left over there. And the divider blocks the feet, so you can't see anybody. So it's not really a clear view. They could easily just be standing behind it, you know? But someone would have saw him leave, is probably what Godot's going to say. I understand that the guy at Glen Elg was listening to the radio at the time. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Something about a CD was mentioned before too, so maybe we'll get that. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Well, he was listening to the lottery stuff, right? Because he had a winning ticket. Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in the victim's cup, or in his coffee cup. So traces of poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? That's sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Ha. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? No, but people put sugar in there, you clown. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press this one a little harder? Yeah, of course. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? True. Did someone see him drink it? I mean, he's dead, but did you see him drink it? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim even drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. Later, have to test out the victim to see if there's traces of poison in their system, right? In case you were wondering, that last injection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece? What piece was that again? Why did you throw it at me? Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the witness brought to him like this. That's pretty funny. If he drunk it like that, he is fucked. That dude definitely died. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. That was a really dumb comment by me. We're going to ignore that. Damn, so Maggie's fingerprints are on it and the victim's fingerprints are on it. Now, you wouldn't have to necessarily touch the coffee cup to poison it. You wouldn't have to because it's a powdery substance. All you do is just like kind of, a little razzle-dazzle, a little salt-based spraying, Coffee cup, the coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim's and Maggie's handprints, or fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Where does this come from? Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is the poison, Detective Gumshoe? That stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? When you swab your ear with earwax? It's about that much. Oh yeah, that much. Earwax. Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And it looks like Maggie Birdie, or Miss Birdie, might have had some kind of motive. And what was that motive, buddy? Some kind of motive? Yeah. But if you ask me, it's been blown out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. Telling him to move on from her or what? I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Birdie's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. It said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket with $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. And it was possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press this point a little harder or not? Yeah, press it. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared is in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? So did she actually steal it, or did she get planted on her? Order. Ha. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit the ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Victor's lottery ticket, a winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. The ticket is presented to the court in the previous trial too, but it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor, and that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. It's enough. The facts of the case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket that only provides a very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, even I might have been tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the silent call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. I like how I repeated that twice for the rate, because I couldn't fucking read it. With one final decisive piece of evidence. Oh, shit. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Birdie was wearing at the time. Wow. That's not the cleanest apron I've seen. The stain looks like... Could it be blood? Can it? It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? It's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting part or interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. You're beating around the bush a lot, bro. Come on. Something else? I presume you mean, of course. I'm referring to the pocket. Okay, bro. The pocket. A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints are on these, are the only ones on it. What? Yeah, she is unbelievably fucked. Order. The court will accept these items into evidence. Only her prints are on it. That's insane. Apron worn by Maggie at the time of the incident has a small pocket but big stains. Potassium cyanide, a deadly powdery poison, bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Yeah, what the fuck is that from? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? Should have gotten someone on an apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. Probably like hash browns with some ketchup. I could see that. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. That sounds horrible. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet or to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. To be fair, I kind of see why she lost. Because at first I was like, well, this guy probably sucks. But no, everything, yeah, I mean, Your fingerprints are on what killed him. It's proof that he drank the coffee. You have a motive. You were at the scene of the crime. And by your testimony, no one's able to prove that there was anyone else there other than the victim and you at that table. You're kind of cooked. The motive, the opportunity, the supporting evidence, they have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Here we go. I take it there's going to be two witnesses. There's going to be him, and then there's going to be one more. Probably Armstrong. Investigation. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Maybe he'll be the next witness. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. Okay. She did say she passed out. I remember that. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found a lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There's nothing else missing from the crime scene. No, there was something missing on the crime scene. I just don't have an affidavit to prove that. But somebody brought up a CD, and I don't see that anywhere on here. Was it on this? MC Bomber? We'd have to go with that if we're going to present that. Okay. You identified the victim and searched your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. So I gotta win right here or I'm fucked. Well, I gotta get through this or I'm fucked. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. So we know the old man. I don't think I have to present him. We'll press him on it. He brought it up, actually. Is that one of the witnesses? Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? And he hurled abuse at them in seeds. Seeds? Huh. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. I don't know if you want to catch those, buddy. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. Chill out, Phoenix. I would have loved to see Maggie sleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. Yeah, okay, bro. You're a professional detective Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops. I guess I'm pretty red now, aren't I? No, not quite. The victim didn't have any identification on them, okay? Didn't have any. Are you saying that was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents. Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young guy. Or young man. I don't know. I mean, okay. Okay, you can see he was down in his luck. Down in his luck, and then he won big And that's why he shouted so loud that he won the lottery ticket. And then once he said that shit, it was raps. But they killed him quick, bro. Like, who's just holding on to poison in their pocket, ready to take him out back? You know? Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to the court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how are you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. A prescription bag. Why would he have a prescription bag on the table? Did the prescription bag contain potassium cyanide, possibly? I don't know. It seems Mr. Glenn L. visited his doctor right before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Oh, we can come back to this twice and get some stuff added to his testimony, I guess. Let's ask about this prescription bag first. What was the prescription for? So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Big prescription bag, the victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. Huh. You're entering a pretty empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate are you, trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Oh shit, we gotta go back and press that. My fault. Well, the defendant has been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had an apartment party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Give this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. God damn. Sure, or sorry. So Trey, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back that up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to, if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. So instead of going here, we're going to go back to this statement, not this one. This one. Because there were some options to press for more information. So we're going to skip this till we get there. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you said. Yeah, basically. In that case. Prescription bag. Yep, it's all that. Huh? Was that not the one? I guess we can't look at anything else for that. Okay. I thought it would have given me the option, but I guess not. Alright. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for? Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen the other day? Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh? and they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. And we can't find any contradictions in his and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. So what did I overlook here? Don't present. Don't present. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay. That checks out. Before Maggie get passed out from the shock, it must have been real tough for her. Don't care about that. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Technically, he did because of this, but I guess it doesn't really count as identification. You're not going to show someone your prescription bag, right? Even though it has his name on it. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Evidence against that statement? Investigation went smoothly, they said. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison. Checks out. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. That's probably the statement that's wrong. Nothing else missing from the crime scene, you say? Is this? Because this was at the crime scene too. It was behind the freaking stand, not a magazine stand because they don't sell magazines. No. It was behind the magazine stand, but it's a newspaper. I think that's right. Okay. We're gonna present this and see what happens.
Objection!
Fuck, I was wrong. Okay. Did I press the wrong one? No, I pressed the right one. One of these statements I'm pretty sure there was a statement that gave us a lot to work with, but now it's not there. Pretty bold claim. He has to have some evidence. He doesn't have any. Alright. So the last three statements, I don't think I got anything for those. I could be wrong. This shit's where it gets hard, huh? Look at this statement, too. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. Together 10 minutes, another 10 minutes, and so before she came in, or before she came to. I would have liked him. Okay, of course. Okay. The crime scene was reported, or crime was reported around this, but that time by a scary old man, sir. I mean, we're not gonna present the old guy, right? Because he didn't say his name. There's no reason to present that. We're talking about the same guy. Do we present this as like he did have identification on him? That's wrong. You usually know you're right when the music stops. Music did not stop, so that is clearly wrong. Okay. This shit is fucking me up, I ain't gonna lie. Let's look at the evidence that we have then. That doesn't matter. Huh. Doesn't matter. These things don't apply until there's another witness up here. Doesn't matter either. Let's look at the floor plans. Probably don't need that right now. Nothing else is missing from the crime scene. Do I use the photo? See, my thing is, we talked about a CD before, but they're not bringing it up. So it's like, what are they talking about? You know what I mean? Like, there's clearly something I don't know that I need to present. But the thing that doesn't make sense to me is that we brought up a CD. Like, during the whole time we're investigating, we brought up a CD, then we see the MC Bomber thing. I'm thinking I got this magazine that's going to be important, and they just disregarded that entirely. So now I really don't know what to think. You know? Dude, I don't know. This should be stumping me when I play this game, bro. I mean, we could try to present the old man right here, but I don't think that matters. Let's try to present him, see what happens. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Because we both know who he's talking about. I figured since he didn't name him by name, that probably gave me something to work with. Kind of like make him a new witness or someone else to bring to the stand, possibly. But it is not looking good, bro. It can't be the first three statements, and I feel like it's got to be one of these statements here, because we got that new piece of information, and he says, and that was it. There was nothing else from the crime scene. Oh, I get it. It's going over my head. I understand. Right here, he says, when Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison, and that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. But when we went there to go look, or the whole time we've been investigating, we never saw the subscription bag until now. So it was missing. I'm gonna assume that's right. It better be right, bro. Watch the logic be wrong, but you know, I mean, we got there. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Okay. Finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. The prescription bag is empty, so something is missing. Yes. Did the officers recover that medicine from the scene of the crime earlier? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trash Bin. Where then did the medicine disappear to? Right, because why would his medicine be gone? It's his prescription. Where did it go? You are too cool, pal. Let's call him cool, indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison. The victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying earlier. I thought it was the potassium cyanide that was in the bag. Was he going to poison somebody else? That's the weird thing. Why would he want to poison someone else, though? Oh, now I get it. He was going to poison the fake Phoenix. He was going to poison him because there was two people at the table. Maggie saw two people, right? We're going to believe her. He was going to poison the other guy. But I guess their cups got switched around somehow, and he drank the wrong one and died. That's what it was. He was trying to get the other, because if you look right here, they were talking about the $100,000 thing, and then like trying to make him pay or whatever, $500,000 over there. He was like, "Fuck that." And he was going to take his life. That's what it was. He owed a guy some money. And that's probably why he doesn't have any money in his wallet, because he keeps giving it to this dude who's heckling him all the time. Order. Well, Mr. Goodall, what do you have to say to that? Huh. That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic of the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological. That's not a word. That can't be a word. Now I'm looking it up. And he's making that face, so it's probably not a word. But I'm going to look it up. Oh, no, it is a word. Now, I'm not going to lie. Why the fuck would I know this just playing this game? Like, what are they going through? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, why would I know this word? I don't know how to say that. A medical and surgical specialist focus on conditions of ears, nose, throat, and other structures of the head and neck. They are uniquely trained to handle everything from sinus infections and hearing loss to head and neck cancers. Okay. So what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? War wound. I'm struggling right now, bro. The day before the incident, Mr. L found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Damn. He ruptured an eardrum. Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that would be applied topically inside of his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Oh, I was definitely way off of my theory. God damn. It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print, They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Well, y'all didn't know. That's some bullshit. Because y'all didn't let me read the autopsy report. All it says, died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. So that's some bullshit. You lied. You lied. Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trespian. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that we would have eaten his medication, or he would have eaten his medication, because he must have known it was poisonous. Okay. Do we have that bottle that we showed Gumshoe? No, Gumshoe probably has that now. Okay. I was gonna ask if that bottle possibly was it, and it was stolen by Armstrong. It seems that this medication is relevant to the case after all. No. Nick, you have to think of something quick. It'll all be over. Okay, she's right. I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medical issue. Why would we leave it? Come on now, lock in. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at the Trespian. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside of the ear canal. It doesn't change the fact that it could have not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems like the coffee the witness served could contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's a good point. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? He got another one. Mr. Godot, I know you got another one, bro. Lock in. I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in this restaurant on the day of the murder. Mr. Godot, the pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. That is something that bothers me. Yeah, good job, Nick. The court will be adjourned for 10 minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. You're not winning this one, Godot. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts me this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Cadeau. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. They're going to have Maya dress up in the freaking waitress thing again, and then she's going to turn into Mia. I'm calling it. Drink some water. That one's empty. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Birdie. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. Prosecutor calls lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Well, he showed up, and he has his fucking seats, too. Name and occupation if you don't mind. His name is Victor Godot, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. I don't need to hear about that, Mr. Godot. Just tell us the court your occupation. Occupation? Listen, youngin. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crest on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country ever existed. Wow, real craftsmen. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I have to find a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now, the witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh yes, I did. I saw it all. And please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you everything, every last detail. He's really getting into this. He is about to lie his head off. Here we go. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. The man took a sip of it, looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Miss Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ka, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled. All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Bro. You the one who need that damn potassium cyanide. Look at that fucking nose, bro. Jesus Christ. The young man was reading a sports paper. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenelg? I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, And at the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, then that means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? I go to this place to drink Davicino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Of course. The servant girl brought him a Chavicino, and she put something in it. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and crossed every I. Alright. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. Scooping out a waitress is fucking crazy. I saw Maybe I'm the one who needs glasses. And I saw what the serving girl put in the cappuccino as well. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we will need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She was very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that in the coffee? You doubt me, boy. She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that? I think O'Donnell's about to bring up the fact that Glenn drinks his coffee black. Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. You know, we have this poem. If I can find it. No, I don't think we have it anymore, I guess. But in the poem, he says he or she, when talking about Armstrong, right here, being a thief. I don't think he saw Maggie. I think he saw Armstrong and got confused. Armstrong is the one who did it. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? The man took a sip of it, looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed. He took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javicinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of the battiest man to grace a courtroom. Him and Oldbag should have a conversation. So it was an immediate death. Oh my god. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javicino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is... That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress? Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features it's a disgrace. That's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up her, she's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit. What about, but anyone could wear just such a uniform. Even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of further mental anguish from that image. Look all excited, Nick. You got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Press further. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But the waitress oh my god, bro, I'm so fucking cooked. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Birdie or not. Quite right. Mr. Godot, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask that you add them to your testimony. Sure. There was ribbon on her hair, and her apron straps were loose. Apron straps. Press them again, I guess. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps are on the accused's apron. He's likely to make a mistake about her face. That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Alright. I'm going to say, because he said these were loose, let's ask about the back. The identified features you described are all these things you would see from the back. Ooh, got him. So what? It's possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all. He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. True. But he only talked about her outfit. And plus, when we were talking about the floor plans, we said that Kudo was opposite, like directly across from where the X happened over there, the victim, where the victim died. So he couldn't have seen her face because her back was turned to him. Because she's coming out of the kitchen. Well, he could have saw her coming out of the kitchen, possibly. But then there's a divider, so maybe his back was to the kitchen. I can see that. But this witness testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment, I tell you. I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Ms. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll be even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front, of course. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the waitress's face, right? She has glasses. Why did you just say that? Because you didn't see her face, that's why. No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. You think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. He was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Okay. Now, what do we present? Because I'm thinking we present Armstrong, but the part that confuses me, I don't know, man. I mean, it's not really leading me to Armstrong. It's really just talking about the apron. But if he saw the apron from the front, he would have saw the ketchup on it, right? Maybe she spilled that on herself before. She would have had to have spilled that on herself before the coffee thing happened. We can try it. Let me save real quick. The music stopped. Might be onto something. Miss Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you even seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Hmm? Well, you half-witted clot. Got him. Got him. Got him. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Miss Cadeau, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness? You can't just oops your way out of this. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Are you celebrating? Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Birdie. Exactly. And when the witness put this poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Cadeau. Fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Grant. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin is perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times, he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory is in attention to detail, Mr. Cadeau. Tell us what you remember about the victim. New testimony? Okay. About the victim. Here's another one of those pesky young types wearing his broken piece of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. When the servant girl in question brought over the cappuccino, the little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Okay. He said that pretty well. Like, is he reading from a script? You know what I mean? Like, did someone tell him to say that specifically? The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in great detail, or in a great deal of detail. Oh, yes, I hate those, what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We really need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up? You mean it's that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. It is what you do best, Phoenix. Good old cross-examination. Here's another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses were green, but the other one was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. It was a scouter, bro. He's a fucking Saiyan. Like, come on, guys. Or one of Frieza's men, I guess. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We're to come with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read about fidgeting without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Gutson Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you just buy your own? Why are you looking at me like that? How dare you judge me? Ow, ow! Guts and Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. To the wireless. I remember that well. The wireless. The decadent? Okay. The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using the earpiece? It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Is that desperate to listen to the radio? Why are you looking at me like that? How dare you feel sorry for me? Bro, chill out. Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javatino. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go. Isn't that right? Hi, welcome to the stream. I have no idea how to say your name at all, but welcome to the stream. Maybe. It's a very unique name, I will say that. It skipped over. I want to see what he said. Hold up. I'm watching my stream right now. I'm going to see if I can catch it. It says maybe. We're locking in. Hold on. I'm going to catch it. I want to read what he said. It's always really quick. What does it matter if I saw her from behind, from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. And then he hits him. I better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. Many people failed to say my name. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I see the ABD, that's it for me. I don't know how to say that at all. Abdul Rahman Nalraj Raja? Jeez, I tried. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. His free hand? Yes. Did you just emo in the chat? Appreciate you. Which hand was that? Were you listening before? Cloth ears? What does cloth ears even mean? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, oh god, well, this dude keeps throwing shit at me. That's the best I've seen this year. I tried. I had to really lock in for that. Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has three hands. Bad ears. That makes sense. I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old man's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even if the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. I'm pretty sure we already heard one, did we not? Have a nice day. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. There's a photo of, yeah. You could say that the coffee cup was actually in his left hand right here. Because he had the newspaper in his right hand, is what he's saying. And I'm trying to say it's in his left hand. I think that's what he's trying to say too. Could it have been his right hand instead? I mean, you can't really tell. It's just kind of tilted over. He has his left hand is more closer to his face, but his right hand is reaching out as if he was holding something. I don't know. He just said free hand, but you gotta assume that's the left hand he's referring to. We could try to present it. I don't know. Oh shit, I pressed it again. Yes. Which hand was that? Were you listening to cloth ears? Well, if he was holding... Hold on. That's the contradiction. We got it now. We got it. Because if he was holding the newspaper in his right hand when he drank the coffee, the newspaper would still be in his hand. But it was behind the magazine thing by the doorway when you come in. So it would have still been at the crime scene. And it wasn't. So do we present the coffee cup? Objection! Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you told me? My God. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were... What? Do you remember what you were told? Oh, gotcha. What you were told at the start of this testimony. Why did I put me in there? This was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please look at this. That's the coffee cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, it says a mark left. Yes, and on the rim, you will notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Okay. Oh, if he was holding it with his left hand, I see the handle would be on. Okay. I get it. Because if you have a coffee mug, right? I don't drink coffee. You grab a coffee mug, you grab it, right? If I grab it with my right hand will be on the handle. I'll sip and it'll look just like that picture if my lip print is on it, right? But the coffee handle will be on the right side as put in the picture. Otherwise, it'll be on the left side if I held it with my left hand. I didn't even pick up on that. That makes perfect sense. Yes, there's a coffee stain left by the coffee. If you consider where the stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Got him. Go ahead and get doing it. You ever eat sunflower seeds? I thought they were okay. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better... Wait! We're going to argue about the left or the right? Is that what this is about to be? If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. I mean, I guess you could hold on the wrong side like a weirdo. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I am a good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's the dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man. Old man. Oh, don't call me old man, old man. I get it. He's calling him an old man, okay. Been around for 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. Sorry, Mr. Cadeau, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot, this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. I can rely on you. What? What did that say? Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Gotcha. Left hand or right hand. The victim was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor, it was a scouter. He was trying to see the power level of the guy. Okay. It was a small computer monitor used by programmers. A monitor, you mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called a HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD TV, DVD, CD, all of these newfangled letters drive me mad. But they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. Those are the facts. In good old black and white. Now we gotta cross-examine them. Now, I guess I gotta press them everything to get them to make a mistake, or I don't know. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. So the victim was wearing an HMD. ACTV, CD, DVD, what does that matter? Or what does it matter? How's my audio, by the way? Okay, we're good. It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see the side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you don't look at the floor plans. In the opposite table, you only have view of the side of the victim's head. You get fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up his cup. Okay, hold on. Press him on this. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling the newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss dying from one sip of Cappuccino. I wanted him to say to him, calm down, young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was walking ball of nervous energy. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your pocket, or out of your right pocket, or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And did I just hear a sound effect for him petting his nose? Okay, no, I didn't. And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're one of the ones who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was on. Ow. So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Cadeau. It's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. It looks like you really did see the guy picking up the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think this guy's telling the truth. But even so, Something's not quite right. Then chuck the evidence at him until he breaks. So if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradiction in his testimony, right? What the fuck did he lie about? Okay. Well, the HMD is on his, oh, look. His left eardrum was ruptured. That's what it is. I guess it's the first statement, or does it not matter which one? No, it always matters. It has to be one of these. Now, he couldn't have been wearing on the same side as his specs because he had a ruptured eardrum. Let's go. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of the fact that, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Yeah? Traces of medication from his condition, was found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon. Pretty pigeon. What the hell is he going through right now? Order. The witness testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure magic in a cup. This old man is my drop of milk. True. Hey, welcome back. I would give you a nickname, but I don't think you want it. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down and know I'm right. The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand. Now let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used other hands. He took a sip of the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible, because there would have been coffee stains on both sides. Plus, he died as soon as he drank from the cup. What are you saying, Godot? He knows that. I think he's getting desperate now. He's getting flustered. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up the coffee or pick up the cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. O drank the poison coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of the testimony was to establish whether the witness' memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. Damn. You just gonna take that, Kudo? I believe it's time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied with the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, testimony is a farce. Do I play any other games? Well, right now, not only am I playing Phoenix Wright, I just finished up Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm still playing WWE 2K26. I'm going to start UFC soon as a playthrough. Probably after I finish this game, I'm gonna start. Probably gonna do Vice City or San Andreas. I think I'm gonna do Vice City and San Andreas. But yeah, just to get ready for Grand Theft Auto when that comes out. But yeah, I play quite a few games. I play probably more games than I should. Maybe, I don't know. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous. I'm sorry, Mr. Godot. You can't reach me from here or from there. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. This is all for now. The court is adjourned. I don't think it is it? Oh, boy. Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Godot. Thanks to the blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's and cross his I's now. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Godot, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. There's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil Shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to the final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps, I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Jappuccino you want if you come to my house after the trial. You don't have a house! I may be 68 years old, but Victor Godot is still a man. Alright, dude. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. Ha ha ha. You better get ready. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? See how they're using some sort of infinite ammo code with the box of seeds. Right? How has he not ran out yet? Where is he keeping these? First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took a sip of his Jappuccino. But the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, What? Bro. Dude, just lying for no reason. I'm pretty sure that base didn't fall over. Look. Exactly. It never fell. What is he talking about? Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man? No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there is a question hanging on everyone's lips? Yeah? So what, probably? That's all I can think of, and I have cross-examined this guy. You're a Birdman. Wild as the Taliban, sorry. That's all you can think of. Rubber band, man. Wild was the Taliban. 9 in my right, 45 in my other hand. I'm sorry. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. I mean, we know exactly what to press, but just for fun, let's press everything. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Nosy brat. I'm warning you. I'm more savage than a macho man right now. Okay. You won't beat me with this testimony. That's... God damn. He's sucking those seeds harder than ever. Better be careful. Come on, Nick. Nail him. Now I want to press him some more. The young boy slumped over the table and as soon as he drank one sip of his Jappuccino. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that. I just set in the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, The suspense? Yes. Now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. Alright. Now where was I? Yes. The young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. A vase, you say? Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. I don't remember seeing any of them knocked over either. There was a vase on the table, but I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment the victim actually knocked over the vase? Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define... Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed on me. It splashed on me on the knees as well. You say you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you? It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing on me. Could the water really make it all the way across the other side of the room? This dude. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, What if I press him here and I lose the case? Don't do that shit to me. I'm just entertaining him, bro, just cause. You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking? The vase turned upside down and my testimony's turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain? I'm impressed by your ability to waste time. The guy hasn't raised any objections for a while now. So you young show-off with that scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat. He's really giving you an evil eye, Maya. It's you he's looking at, not me, Nick. It's like he's saying a triple dog. I don't dare you to find a contradiction, youngin. I guess I'll just have to rise to the challenge then. So we know which statement it was. Miss Godot, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch. Damn. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now? I should remember something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. I knew it! Well, you see. It startled me that the young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yeah, it's on my table, and that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. No one needed to know that, bro. Nobody needed to know that. Why are you smiling, Godot? Thank you, Mr. Cadeau. You're certainly earned your kudos for today. Good one. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Cadeau. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remembered something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. We're going to have to bring him back in. And he's probably going to talk about how he remembers the CD. Well, we seem to have been miserably sidetracked. And I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. Disparaged, I think is what it said. Disappeared? Or did it say disparaged? I read that wrong. Oh no, it said disparities. I was right. Okay. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand. And the earpiece which was inserted into the victim's left ear, or into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. Therefore, require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call the session to end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. He summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of your own if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. That's really mad, huh? Yeah. I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Goddard's. Yes, Your Honor. Victor's testimony, when the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. There was a lady with a wrap on her head that we saw. Maybe she could have been the waitress? But why would she be there and poison? I don't know, dude. She's involved somehow. We saw her for a second. Maybe she was the waitress this whole time. Maybe it wasn't Armstrong. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. The court is adjourned. That's it for me, too. I'm gonna go get some beefaroni. Probably gonna investigate again, don't we? Yep, we sure do. Thanks for watching.